Hi, welcome to the BoshNRoll channel. I'm your host, Brian Koval. Before we get started, make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. If you want to see me play your favorite deck or your spicy brew on the channel, I take donation deck lists. I'll do a deck tech, play a full Magic Online League, and help tune your list. If that sounds good, check out my contact info. It's in the video description below. Now let's go play some Magic. Welcome back to the BoshNRoll channel. Today I have a super sweet legacy brew from subscriber Jonathan, and this is a Bug Neoform deck. So what we're doing here is, we have the normal bug cards, the lands, the Ponder, Brainstorm, Fatal Push, Abrupt Decay, Drown in the Lock, Force of Will, Sylvan Library, all the things you'd expect. And hidden in this bug core, once you get out of the normal core, you start seeing some crazy cards like Heliod, Spike Feeder. So what we're doing here is Seagate Stormcaller is the engine of this deck. This is a card that got a lot of hype when it was previewed back in Zendikar Rising. Is that what that was called? the most recent Zendikar block. And so this is a 2-drop, 2-mana, 2/1. When it comes into play, the next instant or sorcery spell you cast with mana value 2 or less is doubled. If it was kicked, you copy that spell twice instead, and you can choose new targets for the copy. So the kicker is mostly flavor text. I don't expect that's going to come up, but there's a really sweet interaction of Seagate Stormcaller and Cabal Therapy. So you can turn 1 Cabal Therapy, see their hand, turn 2 Seagate Stormcaller, it triggers, then you sack it to Cabal Therapy, and you get 2 Cabal Therapies. So you basically get double your money for Cabal Therapy, which was already giving you extra free money, so you get lots of money. And once their hand is clear, the coast is clear, Neoform is also a 2-mana sorcery that can be doubled with Seagate Stormcaller. So as an additional cost to cast this, sack a creature, search your library for a creature card with mana value equal to 1 plus the sacrificed creature's mana value, then put that card onto the battlefield with an additional +1 counter on it. So Seagate Stormcaller is 2, so you copy this, you can get 2 3s. And there's a couple different packages here. The easy one is Heliod and Spike Feeder. Heliod, whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature or enchantment you control. Spike Feeder, remove a +1/+1 counter, gain 2 life. So this is a self-contained infinite life loop. You take a counter off Feeder, you gain 2. Heliod puts a counter back on Feeder, loop, 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 infinite life. So that's how you beat decks that are trying to win with damage. If you're trying to beat combo decks, you get Leovold and Opposition Agent. That's not like a hard lock necessarily, but it is very difficult, and it covers a lot of ground against decks that are trying to do something busted. And if you're just trying to beat down, you get 2 True Name Nemesis, and they come into play as 4/2s because of Neoform. So even a Plague Engineer isn't going to break that up, and you can start chunking in pretty quick. And that's the deck. If you don't get Neoform together, you could still just start casting 3-drops and beating down. There is an Uro in the deck. I think the beatdown plan is pretty soft, obviously. Like, this is a combo deck, but it's cool that it even has a beatdown plan compared to most combo decks. So that's the deck. That's how it works. We got Mana Dorks to speed it up, and the sideboard is all things you'd expect out of a bug deck. Some counter hate for faster combo decks, library for slower matchups, Veil of Summer, Carpet of Flowers for the blue decks. You've seen bug decks before, and that's how it works. Let's get into these games. And I'm on the play for round 1, and we're playing against Legacy Streamer and Trophy Machine Arkin. Haven't ran into him in the queue in a while. This is a keep. 2 lands and a Ponder. Easy game. Seagate Stormcaller and the Neoform. You never really want to draw 2 Neoforms. I don't think it's really going to happen twice in a game. But here we are. Unfortunately, these are both Verdant Catacombs, so I do have to fetch a non-basic and play into Wasteland a little. But that's alright. We'll make it work. Do I want these cards? I wanted Birds of Paradise this turn. This is a nice spread of generally helpful things. Alright, so I think I'm gonna draw the Brainstorm with the Abrupt Decay under it. Arkan does sometimes play Chalice of the Void decks. I don't know. So having the Abrupt Decay around isn't a bad idea. But if he doesn't do something, I have to answer. All right, well, there's that. Now I feel bad because I can't play Birds of Paradise this turn. It's all right. We'll make it work. I'm just going to pass the turn, and I'll draw Bird next turn. All right. I'm not going to play around Stifle because I think I do want that Bird. So I'm going to draw Bird next turn. I'll Brainstorm. Hopefully hit a land to deploy the Bird with. And if we miss on that land, we're probably going to lose. But I think this is a reasonable play to make. Let's see, are you a Daze deck too? Alright, not a Daze deck. That does not cast Birds of Paradise, but I think that's okay for now. At least we hit the land. I'll take my wins where I can get them. My positives, at least. Hard to call that a win. Nothing to unearth. No green mana. Yeah, we're in some trouble. This Ponder's going to have to do a lot of work, but I'm not going to get to Ponder because they've got the Wasteland. Alright, yeah, this draw just got buried by 2 Wastelands. It doesn't even matter what the other cards in this deck are. Just getting wasted. Alright, so I know my next card is also bad. Yeah, we're not winning this game. Back it up. Yeah, that's Legacy. Sometimes you just die to 2 Wastelands, but now we know what they're up to. I feel like Pithing Needle is probably something we want. We can name Reclaimer, if nothing else. Trophy, Library, and then Veil is like the third option. Like, this is my tier list of what I want to sideboard. So I don't think the Leovold Opposition Agent angle is going to be important here. I think if we gain infinite life, we're going to win. We can go a little thinner on that. Cabal Therapy. And I do want to check. I am going to have to sneak a spell through. It's just whether I think Cabal Therapy or Force of Will is the better way to do it. And I think I want to lean on Cabal Therapy a little bit. So these 3 get to come in. I guess if like I'm not gonna just needle naming Wasteland in my deck with a bunch of basic lands. So maybe I don't want this. Maybe I want the Veil instead. We did also see unfortunately the only lands we saw were Tropical Island and 2 Wastelands, so I don't know if Carpet is actually going to be good or if he just happened to draw as like 1 blue land, or if this is actually like some sort of Uro deck. You know, Relic would play against an Uro deck, but maybe I want Relic over Veil. It's tough because when you don't see much out of their deck, you don't really know what you're looking for. But I think this is a fine place to start. An Opposition Agent is probably pretty reasonable. Oh no. This is a land with 2 Ponders. I'm going to keep it. You know, I can't just live in fear of Wasteland. Gotta trust these Ponders to make it happen. Show me 3 lands. Alright. I'll take 1 land that casts Birds of Paradise. No Wasteland, no problem. Oh, this is a Delver deck. Who knew? Alright. It's up to some stuff over there. I feel like removing Delver is the thing I want to play around with Daze. Like, if I go Bird, then push, he's definitely going to Daze the push if he's got it, but he might not Daze a Bird if I do it the other way. So Reclaimer Delver. Rug Reclaimer Delver? Alright, so Carpet of Flowers should definitely come in for game 3, if there is a game 3. Alright, so mana value. Alright, so there are 2 cards in that graveyard. I think I need to ponder first. Or I could just jam True Name, and I can unearth it if it doesn't work. But I think I want to ponder and see where that goes, because I do want to hit my land drop. That is important to me. Well, shuffle that up. Didn't get there. So I could keep pushing for the land drop. Yeah, I think I do need to just keep developing for land drops. Okay, not bad. Grab this Delta, and I can Cabal Therapy right now. Let's see what's going on over there. Name Force of Will, which may or may not still be in the deck right now. I'm going to get another Underground Sea because Basic Forest has rock solid green mana, and just keeping my access to blue-black is going to be important. So I'm going to name Force of Will just as the thing that lets me exert myself in the future. Alright, that is a juicy hand. Alright, so Force of Negation, Daze, Pyroblast, Lightning Bolt. So did have Daze, just wasn't interested in it. So he's going to bolt my bird, which means that maybe I should flashback Therapy now and just take the bolt off the table. Yeah, if I flashback Therapy and name Daze, that makes Force of Negation a lot worse. Or I could name Pyroblast. Yeah, so I'm going to have to get this Goyf out of play at some point. Yeah, I'm definitely flashing back Therapy. It's just what I'm going to name with it. So if I take the Daze, then he's got to draw a blue card to go with Force of Negation. I think I want to take Daze. Alright, so now the hand is Bolt, Force, Pyroblast. Alright, so I'm gonna work through this Pyroblast by casting True Name Nemesis, and hopefully I draw a blue or black source right now. Nice. Easy money. Okay, so I play True Name. They Pyroblast, I unearth, and then I have True Name. And we know it's going to work because we took the Daze. Alright, boom. And now the Pyroblast is out of the way for Drown in the Lock. And it's going to have to leave up 3 mana forever. Or just get drowned or get 2 for 1. Like as soon as he taps off 3 mana, I'm killing this Goyf so I can start attacking. So there's Ponder. Maybe not. If I need to like counter a Plague Engineer, that might be more important. Like the Tarmogoyf's already answered and I'm a combo deck, so I can just sit for a minute. Alright, I think I'm more worried about this card. Yeah, Tarmogoyf just has power and toughness. This actually has card selection and other choices attached to it. Alright, deck. Help me out here. Okay. Starting to get in the right direction here. Just need to find a spell to double. Like any cantrip even just, pops off here. I guess we haven't seen black mana out of my opponent. For some reason, in my head, I was just like, yeah, they're a bug deck. Probably because I just saw Reclaimers in game one, and those usually are side by side with Abrupt Decay. But this rug deck, it does seem like my True Name Nemesis is just in play. Neoform. Alright, B-Storm. So I can try to brainstorm into Neoform, or I can Seagate first and then double the brainstorm, and I think that's where I want to be. Okay, I could even brainstorm into Neoform. And I get a shuffle in between the two brainstorms. Good stuff. Put back these two. Shuffle. So I can choose black or blue. Both my Underground Seas are in play already. So do I think I'm going to want Blackman or blue? I think giving myself... So my black cards are Unearth, Abrupt Decay, Assassin's Trophy, Cabal Therapy, and my blue cards are like every cantrip and Neoform. I think I'm gonna choose blue. Okay, so I can put these back and then cast Uro. I'm just putting Uro into Daze here, but I think that's fine. It's in the graveyard for the future, which is the important part. That was a sweet turn. And like Daze isn't going to have another target this game because I have 6 mana. So that might be what he's thinking about versus like just having Daze as a blue card with the Force of Negation. But we don't know if Force of Negation is in the hand anymore because he has Brainstormed and Pondered. So we'll see. That was nice though. This actual card advantage off of a Brainstorm instead of just selection. Wow, packed it up. Too strong. Yeah, that Cabal Therapy clearing the way for the True Name Nemesis line was where we won this game. All right, so I think I want Leovold back in now that I know what they're actually doing. They're not. They might still be a depth deck, but they're not a dedicated depth deck. They are a Delver strat that just has that in it. Veil of Summer can protect my spells from Pyroblast on the stack. It doesn't protect them from Pyroblast in play. I do like the Cabal Therapies more than the Force of Will now that I know they're Delver with Pyroblast. Like, we can get off that. And Carpet Flower is definitely coming in. Yeah, Carpet against Rug Delver, that's basically what it's for. I think Relic can go out. And one more card's got to go. I could just go down to 1 Force of Will. I really hate playing Force of Will against decks with Pyroblast when I don't have to. And like the Reclaimers still have me a little nervous. Like there might be some sort of combo kill here, but I don't think I have to respect it. I don't know if I have room to respect it. And like cutting a mana dork, like considering it like an upgrade, like Carpet of Flowers, like cut Noble Hierarch for Carpet of Flowers could be like upgrading a mana dork if I want to think about it like that. Or do I just want more mana dorks because I'm playing against a Wasteland and Daze deck? And I think having more dorks makes the most sense. I could shave a Neoform against the deck with Pyroblast and Force of Will and Force of Negation. Then I'm trying to win with True Name and I'm gonna stay true to the Dex combo and try to pop this off. Though I do think cutting Neoform is reasonable, but I also know that they can't beat the combo. Yeah, it might have been reasonable to just cut the combo entirely and just bring in my Plague Engineers and try to beat them as a Delver deck. But then you get rewarded with a hand like this. Opponent's on 5. I can fetch like mono basic lands up the curve, and if I find any kind of removal, I have the Neoform double at the ready. Opponent's on 4 over there. That sucks. I found a Delver. I have an answer though. We're good. Basic Forest. And the Hierarch. Alright, so opponents on that Malta 4. Let's just try not to get Delvered out, and we should win eventually. It's shameful stuff, just getting beat by this 1/1 Delver when I had a creature on turn 1. Oh my god. Well, team. That's pretty good. So I'm pretty sure I'm not going to cast Stormcaller this turn. I want to clear the way with Therapy first. Can I... Is there a way to... it would cost me 5 mana to do everything, but I can flashback... I can like float and flashback next turn. Okay, so I'm going to Brainstorm. And I'm not going to need a second Neoform. And I don't think this game is going to go long enough for Sylvan Library to matter. But I also might not need the third land. Alright, so I'm planning to fetch Swamp with this. And both of these lands get islands, but only this one gets Swamp. So I'll put back the extra land. And so basic Swamp. Oh wait, can I get basic Swamp? Blue, black next turn for Stormcaller, and then blue-green. Yeah, I can get Swamp. Alright, so Force of Will, Pyroblast. Two Wastelands. Nice. Checkmate. Okay, so next turn I should be able to go off. And I'll see their draw with Delver if they draw a spell. Alright, so they have Lightning Bolt. Yeah, just firing off the bolt on the Hierarch is really smart here. That was a good draw. I am going to get to kill Delver, though. So, no worries. Land? Alright, Sylvan Library. Yeah, I want to play Library. Yeah, I'm not really in a hurry to crack this fetch land. Oh, Brainstorm was real good. Bummer. Yeah, that Lightning Bolt and knowing to use it were both good plays. And I think we're still ahead here. It's just we were about to win, and instead we got to work for it. Tap the red mana to cast the Brainstorm instead of the green, so he's looking to develop more than he's looking to interact, which is interesting. But I guess it makes sense. Facing down Sylvan Library with only one threat, you're eventually gonna get got. There's the other Wasteland. So one card left over there. And it is not Pyroblast. Well, it might be, but if it is, doesn't get to use it. Okay, so I found a second caller. So I could put back Bird and okay, yeah, the second caller doesn't really matter. All right, yeah, put both of those on top. get my basic island, and I want to trophy this thing. If they have exactly Veil of Summer, that blows. But if they have exactly Veil of Summer, this also shuffles the Brainstorm for them, which is also a bummer. But I can still try to hit my land drop. Nice. So the second Stormcaller, I don't think that does anything I need it to. I'm out of basic lands, but I don't know if he knows that, and I don't know if he'd want to commit 2 wastelands to like waste my fetch, make me fetch a non-basic, waste the non-basic I get. Alright, so the only reason to play out your 5th land here is if you have Force of Will. So put on top. And put on top. Like, I could just run the Leovold straight into Force of Will, and then they're Hellbent, and then I have the combo next turn. Oh, wow. Didn't have it. I'm genuinely surprised by that. Wonder if, like, bluffing Force of Will is worth more than having that land back. Right, so my top is Ponder. I don't want to shuffle because they still have the Wasteland up. Okay, top. So I could sack Leovold, check their hand, and just make sure that I'm winning. Is there a way to get another creature into play? There is not. Okay. Like, why did Leovold resolve is the question that you should be asking right now. Like, they don't, if they had Force or Pyroblast, that wouldn't have happened. Alright, so there's that. Then Neoform, I'm going to get at least 1 copy, even if they have a counterspell. Alright, let's go off. So Heliod and Spike Feeder are coming in. And I am fairly confident that just 2 True Name Nemesis would have also won this game. But now I have infinite life. Alright, how long do we want to do this for? Arkin. Alright. 2 activations was enough. Not bad. Good stuff. On to the next round. I'm on the play in round number 2, and I mean, this hand's fine. I'll keep it. This hand also plays into Wasteland if I want to ponder on 1, or I can just commit to Sylvan Library on 2 and play around Wasteland. But I think I'd rather ponder. As being on the play, I'm not gonna just therapy in the blind when I have another play I can make. So ideally we'll find 2 lands and a blue card on this ponder. Uh-oh, no lands. Did find a blue card. Alright, got the land. We're good. Hopefully we don't die to some oops all spells nonsense. Putting the shields down on Force of Will is what it is. That happens sometimes. And if they waste me here, we're just gonna like play the same turn again, except I resolved a ponder in the meantime and they didn't. So we just replay turn 1. Right, so they have Goblin Guide. They spent a long time thinking about that Goblin Guide. I bet my opponent is multi-queuing right now. Imagine going into the tank about Mountain Goblin Guide. What a shameful display. Alright, so Sylvan Library is not going to draw any extra cards, but Uro is insane. Welcome to the party, Uro. Glad to see you. And having basic lands for price of progress is going to be important. Opposition agent can trade off with Goblin Guide in combat. There's a possibility I should have therapied Eidolon, but I think just having Librarian play is going to be worth it. So my deck has basically no removal in it. I have 2 Drown in the Locks, a Fatal Push, and an Abrupt Decay. But pitching Uro feels even worse than that. Alright, maybe I'll just get them in combat with Opposition Agent and eat their Eidolon. Like, if I didn't have Library, I would have therapied naming Eidolon. This is the individual card that can do the most damage. But also just getting in the direction of infinite life would be pretty nice. I could also just play Spike Feeder as a 2/2 gain 4 in this matchup for profit. We did not get another land. We are drawing Leovold though. It's a powerful spell. Let's try to find a removal spell for this Eidolon in the library here. Not quite. So I'm going to put back Hierarch and Ponder in that order. Those are not actually cards that I want. So, alright, my plan here is to ambush the Eidolon in combat. I can protect it with Force of Will if I need to, pitching the Leovold, and then take over the game with Uro. That's my plan anyway. Let's see if it works. Maybe there's some like fetch land build of Burn where I'll even get a fetch out of the way. Nope. No love. Taylor Swift. Alright, Uro, you got your work cut out for you, buddy. Lava Spike, yeah, sure. So I'm currently taking 7 this turn, 8 with my fetch, 9, 10. Alright, am I dead? So we've got 3, 4, 5. If I force this, 3, 4, 5, I go to 9, I'm at 4, I fetch, I'm at 3. Oh, that sucks. Oh, and I still have the Eidolon trigger to get through. I think maybe I need to force this Chain Lightning. I lose to Fire Blast with this line. If they Fire Blast my agent, that's the only card I'm super worried about though. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I go to 4, 3. I go to 3. I'm at 3 regardless. Like, if I can go to 3 and then Uro, but then they still have Goblin Guide and Swiftspear around. 7, 6, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, if they have Fire Blast, I'm dead regardless. Alright, so I know my top card is not a land right now, so I'll get my shuffle before the trigger. Basic Swamp. At this point, can I play around Price of Progress is the question, or do I just need to... Yeah, Basic Swamp doesn't cast Uro, so I need to get something that does. Underground Sea. I need Tropical Island to get a second green source. I take 2, I'm at 8. Dead to Fire Blast. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, they can Fire Blast the agent or my face, and either way I lose. I just need to hope they don't have that card. They didn't Fire Blast before blocks, so I'm gonna trade off here. 3, 4, 5. I go to 3 and hope that I can get this Uro trigger to resolve before I'm dead. Top. And play my Bayou. Get Uro in. Alright, is it Fire Blast? I think I want to therapy Price of Progress. Alright, let's see how this goes. Show me 2 lands in hand. Eidolon Lightning Bolt. 1, 2, yep, we're dead. Okay. Alright, I lose. Burn is traditionally pretty strong against Bug. Maybe I'm supposed to just take the turn off Eidolon, or take the turn off Sylvan Library to make sure they don't Eidolon me. Like, I don't know, that seems maybe like I'm going results oriented there, but it also feels like I would have won that game if I named Eidolon, or at least had more time to operate. So these are like Flusterstorm are 1-for-1 counter spells. Assassin's Trophy and Plague Engineer both challenge the board in a way that my main deck is not able to do. Oxygen Agent sucks. Burrow's great, Leovold's fine. Fatal Push among the best things that I have. I think I need to combo quickly. Sylvan Library, not where you want to be here. True Name Nemesis is like fine, but having infinite life is what's going to matter. Like, I'm not going to win a race with a True Name Nemesis. Yeah, I just don't think that that's important to the plan. Drown, Neoform, Stormcaller, all important. Therapy, probably also important. I could shave a Mana Dingus, but especially being on the play, I want to jump ahead of what they're doing. Oh, this is tough. What is the worst card left in this hand right now? Maybe it is Force of Will, just being a 2-for-1, and yeah, alright. I'm going in. I have a Mana Dork, I have Spike Feeder, which is a little awkward because you don't actually want that in your hand, but I Brainstorm to fix it, so yeah, I'll keep this. So I can Noble Hierarch, the next turn Brainstorm, figure out what's going on, then I can Cabal Therapy naming Eidolon if I need to do that, which I probably want to, so this is a green card. And I can't imagine they do anything that would want a Force of Will on turn 1. Yeah, not at the expense of Brainstorm. Like, I'm just trying to get this Heliod into play now. Oh, there he is. Heliod Suncrown on top of the deck. I'm just going to cast that on turn 2, and then cast Spike Feeder on turn 3. And that's my whole game plan now. My opponent is shitting their pants. I promise. Just casually revealed Heliod Suncrown. Okay, so now the Force of Will is going to protect Noble Hierarch at all costs, and I'm going to just carve out. And I'm playing Heliod first because they could just bolt Spike Feeder and then my combo's dead. Good thing we had the Mana Dork, because there's not a land in the deck that casts Heliod. Like, you do have to Neoform for it or have a Mana Dork. Even if they do go like Land Lightning Bolt and clear the Noble Hierarch, I'm still drawing live to any green source. And like at any point before I'm dead too. Gotta keep attacking. That's the burn life. Force of Will on top. That is not a helpful card. Oh, they missed. Gee. Alright, Burn doesn't play Daze. They have no 0 mana way to win this game. Yeah, just casting spells like it's a modern deck. I'm just gonna go right now while they're tapped out, because they can destroy Spike Feeder in response to stuff. So right now they're probably just playing the Moto game of how many times am I willing to click and can you beat it. But joke's on you, I am willing to click. I'm going to edit out how many clicks I actually make, but I'm going to just go until they give up. Okay, cool, they gave up. Yeah, I would have dedicated probably like 6 minutes to clicking there and gained a lot of life out of the deal. All right, well, that was not how we drew it up, but I'm happy to do it. Does my sideboard plan change? Like, is Force of Will better on the draw now that I have to be a little more reactive? I'm a little worried about the blue count in the deck overall, but I think it's going to be fine. I think Therapy might be worse than Force on the draw. Though Therapy is, depending on how good I am with my therapies, that could be like multiple healing salves. Stormcaller is important. Maybe Plague Engineer is not what I need it to be. Okay. Yeah, on the draw, a 3-drop, like, that they can just bolt. Yeah, that didn't make a lot of sense. Or just gain infinite life on turn 3 against Burn. That feels good. Well, this is not a keep, though it does have Spike Feeder and Uro in it. Obviously, a mulligan. This one I will keep. I'm going to ship the Misty, probably. Right, Swift Spear. I think I can do better with my Force and do better with my Ponder than forcing a turn 1 Swift Spear. But being on the play versus the draw sucks so hard. Like, instead of getting to, you know, just like therapy them and cast Ponder this turn, I have to decide if I want to therapy Eidolon or develop my bird or what. So I want to get Tropical Island with this. And I am going to develop my bird. And then I'm going to have to make a decision about if I want to force an Eidolon. Maybe they'll just bolt the bird, and that effectively gains me 3 life. A Searing Blaze would be a nightmare, but the Legacy build doesn't always play that card. Right, yes, they've bolted the bird. So, do I think that Ponder or Birds of Paradise is going to do more work in this matchup? And I think it's Ponder. So, yeah, Bird already gained me 3 life. I'll take it. I can Ponder and Therapy next turn. Right, so I think I want to... Well, I want to Ponder first because I have a fetch land. I'm going to have to fetch for the Therapy. Stormcaller... I probably do want Therapy, and what's the name? I could name Eidolon because that's the scariest card. Could name Price of Progress because that deals the most damage. Could name Lightning Bolt because that is like a 4 they haven't played yet, and that's pretty scary with Swift Spear. I'm going to name Eidolon because that's the card I'm most scared of. Swift Spear, Lightning Bolt, Skullcrack, bummer. Alright, so we're under some pressure here. They don't have the land. If they go Swift Spear, Bolt, I take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm at 4. That's not good for me. Maybe they'll just leave up Skullcrack to make sure they don't lose. Nope. No chance. And emptying their hand doesn't even matter. Damn. Maybe I'm supposed to name Lightning Bolt. So I could Force of Will this Bolt. So if I force the Bolt, I take 7 this turn and go to 6. If I don't, I take I take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I take 9 and go to 4. And I'm just dead to this handful of Swift Spears anyway. Yeah, I think I need to force this Bolt. Because I'm not untapping into 4 mana. Like, I'm not even drawing live to a Neoform. Plus this feeder's in my hand, so that doesn't help much. Yeah, I think I'm just getting run over here. Hierarch. I can play feeder, gain 2 life immediately to play around the Skullcrack. So probably want the basic forest here. Alright, what is the play that saves me the most life here? So I play feeder. Gain 2 right away. I'm at 7. Then I Cabal Therapy, taking Skullcrack. That gains me 3 life instead of 2. Maybe they drew a second Skullcrack. I am definitely dead this game, by the way. Oh, now they drew Eidolon. Okay, so I can't win through an Eidolon. Alright, just run over by burn. Faster combo deck, as they say. We got one great game out of that, though. I'm on the play in round 3. I have a turn 2 True Name Nemesis lined up here. I'm going to keep it. Just put some pressure on the board. I can even fetch mono basics. Like the Hierarch will make the second blue for True Name. Oh, we'll see. I could even just like draw Ponder and copy it. Be pretty sweet also. If I draw Cabal Therapy, I can shred their entire hand. Yeah, this hand's got some upside. Oh, I hate how borderless lands look on Magic Online. No offense to my opponent for choosing them, but just like, that just looks so strange. Oh, makes me uncomfortable. Alright, they shuffled their library. Oh. Well, let's test their counter magic with this True Name Nemesis. If they spend a Force of Will on this, that's one less force that they could have for my next turn. Come on, force it, you coward. Alright, force pitching Snapcaster. Around and around we go. Alright, so they're a deck with Cantrip, Snapcaster Mage, and Force of Will, so they're probably some sort of control deck. Please don't bolt my Hierarch. No! Ouch. Yeah, that sets me back pretty hard. Now I need a land that makes a different color, or Cabal Therapy. Or a new Hierarch. Yeah, I would really like at least one of these Neoforms to resolve. Oh, blue-red Delver. With Snapcaster Mage. Okay, so they're kind of a big blue-red Delver. Oh. Alright, where do I start here? Probably name Lightning Bolt first, or Brainstorm first. Force Days, Snap, True Name. Force Days, Snap, True Name. Okay. So they're probably going to force this, because they're going to lose 2 cards from it anyway. Oh, no respect. Alright, let's just therapy them twice. Same target. Alright, so I'm going to name Force of Will. And then Snapcaster, probably. Or do I name Days? Do I care about Snapcaster? So if they draw a land, they can Snap Bolt. But I think they're more likely to Snap Ponder. Yeah, I think I'm actually going to name Days. Because if both of my Neoforms resolve, then I win. Versus if only one of them resolves. Get in. JU's boss. Come on. Alright, so they're going to have to 2-for-1 themselves to stop one of the Neoforms. Then I'll probably get Leovold with the one that resolves. Unless they just counter Seagate Oracle. Or Stormcaller, Seagate, whoever this is. That's also a 2-for-1 though, so, and I'll take it. Oh no, they learned to respect. Unfortunately, I had to tap out of the black because I don't get to Neoform if I tap that. It's fine. They pitched their True Name. Good, good, good. That's the one I was worried about. So, Snapcaster Mage still in their hand. Oh shit. Oh yeah, that's fine. Okay, yeah, whatever. I am totally okay with this trade. I think this is insanely aggressive. Sure. So I can Fatal Push, Delver next turn, and then I'm on a stable board with Neoform in hand. That was an insane use of Snapcaster Mage. I don't approve of it. And not because it was bad for me, because like that just was not a great play. Maybe if I was also under pressure from a bunch of wastelands or something, but I'm just not. I'm going to Fatal Push on their upkeep. I don't think there's any answers that this deck plays for Fatal Push. Okay. You can do that. That's fine. I would have done that in the... I would have drawn my card for turn and then done that in the main phase, so I have an extra card to shuffle away. Like right now, they just turn Brainstorm into a random different card, and then they have to redraw because they don't have a shuffle. Okay. Alright, time to draw Seagate or Unearth. The dream is still alive. Time to find Unearth. Though I will not refuse an Uro in this spot. So this has to be a blue source. Tropical Island does the most to get Uro back into play. Right, I'm not sure what I would cast Force of Will on, but I have it. Do I even need to force a True Name Nemesis, or do I just beat that with Infinite Life? Alright, Days in hand. Alright, no Days in hand. They flipped and shuffled. Classic Delver move you can do. Alright, they have the Wasteland, that's pretty good. Alright, well now the Uro clock is ticking. I could just draw Leovold or Opposition Agent, or like my 3-drops are mostly castable here, except for True Name. Yeah, I have to play that out because Basic Swamp doesn't cast Uro, so if I want to get Uro into play now, I need to rip a blue source. The Basic Swamp forces me to play around Days, though, so blue source for the win. Not a blue source, but this card is perfectly fine. So I'm gonna drown Delver in their upkeep. Yeah, if they had Force of Negation for hard cast, I want them to do it on their turn. Tap out their mana. This game's been good. I mean, no matter what happens at this point, this has been a great game. Mystic Sanctuary Delver deck. Revive Lightning Bolt. Interesting. That's super aggressive. Yeah, like True Name is the only thing that makes any sense there. Yep, force that. That's worth it. They just rebought a Lightning Bolt. Time for a blue source. Let's win this game with Uro. Yeah. That'll do. So green, green, blue, blue. Green, green, blue, blue. Yep, scoop it up. Unfortunately, I did have to pitch the Neoform, so they know what I'm up to a little bit. Plague Engineer comes in. They're clearly a True Name Nemesis deck of some variety. Carpet of Flowers. Still don't think I want Veil of Summer against straight blue-red. Trophy, probably good. Force of Will, probably bad. Opposition Agent doesn't do anything. These cards are all still good. I think I need to cut a Neoform. If I'm cutting a Neoform, should I also cut a Stormcaller? Like, just still having access to the deck, the cards, but bringing in the cards that are actually good for me. I think upgrading Noble Hierarch into Carpet of Flowers makes sense with how many cards I want to bring in. And another Force of Will gone. Stick to the discard spells to get the job done. Yeah, this makes sense to me. I'm in. Just pivoted into a much more fair game plan because Uro and Leovold and True Name can beat decks like this. I don't need to combo. Comboing is just cool. Alright, this is risky. This land doesn't fetch a basic. They do have Wasteland. They might have Stifle. I am on the draw, which gives me some extra looks. And Fatal Push and Assassin's Trophy are two of the best cards for the matchup. I'm gonna keep this. Let's do it. Like drawing a Mana Dork or a Carpet is phenomenal for me here. I think I'm gonna have to jam the Ponder. If I didn't draw Ponder, if I only had Brainstorm, I would have waited a turn, but got a Ponder here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Might just lose. Ooh, Price of Progress, that's a good one to know about. The good news is if they Wasteland me, then Price of Progress gets worse. Please don't Wasteland me though, for real. Alright. So my plan here is to draw land. Easy game. So I'm just going to pass the turn. And what I'm going to go for here is if they cast like any spell, like if they cantrip or anything, I'm going to Fatal Push in response. Then if they fight over Fatal Push, I'll fluster their cantrip and their counterspell. That's how I drew this up anyway. It might be greedy. Cast Ponder. Uh-oh. That one's a lot harder to beat. I will Fatal Push in response, though. Alright, yeah, I guess this is in. Nothing I can do about it. I have Plague Engineers in the deck, we'll be alright. Ah. The old Dark Ritual forever. So I'm going to go to my second main phase and make blue mana off of Carpet. Yes, and make blue. So I think I want to Seagate and then copy Brainstorm. Just maximum draws here. And like I'm not super worried about Cabal Therapy at this point. Like I'll still have mana left over at the end of this to do that. But I really need to find my Plague Engineer and take the pressure off. Okay, I'm seeing all these cards again, so I don't need to make any hard choices yet. Alright, so now probably Assassin's Trophy and Ponder get shipped. Or no, Brainstorm gets shipped. And then I can Therapy them. I'm gonna name the Price of Progress just because I know it's there. You can just take the guaranteed hit. It's also just really good because I'm at a low life total. Price of Progress, Reb, Surgical. Alright, well, I'm losing this anyway. So I'm gonna name the Red Elemental Blast. I don't really care about Surgical. Alright, so their hand is Scalding Tarn, Surgical Extraction. I'm gonna fetch a basic and cast Ponder here. Looking for the Plague Engineer to stabilize this. None of those are that. Okay, here we are. They're essentially in top deck mode. Unless they just super heads up, Soul Read, extract my Brainstorm. Alright, so I'm gonna... Yeah, I guess I'll just make blue mana with this. See where it goes. Alright, an Abrupt Decay, another Carpet, no ways to shuffle my deck. This is rough. So, I don't need all these lands. Swamp is the worst of them. And Abrupt Decay doesn't really target anything. Am I just dead here? It's not looking good. I'll play another Carpet. So I have infinite mana, but I take 3, draw a brick, take 3, draw a brick, and then take 3 again. Yeah, 6, draw, 3, draw, 3. Yeah, I'm just dead. There's no way to gain life or answer this true name in the cards that I can see. Alright, we're dead. Okay, so the turn that I tried to get tricky with my Flusterstorm and they just jammed a creature, that was the punish. That's when I lost that game, so don't do that. Good to know. I do like the 1-for-1 interaction more than Force of Will. Digging for Plague Engineer or my combo makes more sense than like trying to Force of Will their true name nemesis. Yeah, I'm just going in with the same deck again. And they're obviously going to have Red Blasts, and we saw them, but they were obviously going to have them. Like, just the Neoform is a little dangerous in that situation. I do really like Unearth, but we've seen Surgical Extraction now, so that makes it a little sketchier. But, I mean, that's still a 1-for-1. Alright. Uh-oh. Well, we have the Plague Engineer. Keep. Don't keep that. Ooh, this is a fun one. I am going to keep this. Because Carpet will do what I need it to do. If they have Force of Will and Wasteland, I just lose on the spot. But, I mean, it is what it is. This is the kind of risk I'm willing to take. Like, I could never keep that hand on the draw because it opens up days. But the, make 0 green mana, please. But on the play, just getting in under all their stuff is fine. Like, even if they have Wasteland here, I just mostly don't care. So if they respond... Alright, they didn't respond. I'm going to name the card I am worried about, which is True Name Nemesis. Alright, we got one. They have a Brainstorm, a Reb, and a bunch of lands. Alright, they see that I've missed my land drop now, but unless they want to fetch some basic island or basic mountains, that doesn't matter. And if they want to cast this Brainstorm in their hand, they're gonna... Ooh, are they end-step brainstorming? Don't like this. If true. Wow. Yeah, so their hand needs a lot of help. Like, 4 lands Reb is not where you want to be. I would have wanted to maximize shuffling away 2 of these lands, because you're never going to need 5 lands in a Delver game. There's the Delta. Delver. Right, Reb does counter Drown in the Lock, unfortunately. So, how do I want to do this? I mean, I want to make blue and then cast Brainstorm. Blue, Brainstorm. If they want to Reb this, that's fine. I got my other spells coming, including my removal spell for this Delver. I'm going to assume they shuffled away one of these islands and just play like that, but because they did that in the way that they did it, I know that they don't have... I know that they're holding at least one of these lands still. Alright, it's fine. We signed up for this game when we kept the carpet hand. I guess like Wasteland Brazen Borrower is the most horrifying thing I can imagine. 2 of their 4 cards in hand are still lands. Alright, yes, make 2 blue. Alright, blue, blue. Brainstorm. If they fight over this, I can drown. Alright, they didn't fight over it. And I'm going to play one of these lands. Doesn't matter which one. Yes, because I want a Noble Hierarch and Drown in the Lock here. So put back Spike Feeder and Island. Drown you in the Lock. And Noble Hierarch. Alright, now we're at 19 life with Action Despair against a Delver deck with no pressure in play and 2 lands in hand. Alright. I don't think I would have even bolted Noble Hierarch there, honestly, because I have Carpet of Flowers that's making so much mana. And now we're looking for the Neoform. I guess I knew I was drawing that, didn't I? No, I don't need to use that. I could cycle Unearth, but I think I can do better with it eventually. Like, I don't need mana. Like, Unearthing Noble Hierarch doesn't make any sense. This only targets my graveyard, so I can't steal their true name. I'm drawing Spike Feeder. I'm just going to cast it. Like, I have the Unearth to get it back when I need it, and it is a 2/2. Make green mana. Get in there. We'll Spiky Feed. Alright, now I'm drawing new cards again. If they bolt this, I'll just gain 4. Not a big deal. Got Unearth awaiting. Onto target creature. Alright, so there could also be a world where, like, if the board develops more... Oh, never mind. I was gonna say I could, like, move the +1 counters from Spike Feeder onto Noble Hierarch or something if it comes to that. But clearly it did not. I love that they have these 2 lands in hand, but they're not playing them because of Carpet of Flowers. There's one. Okay, so I could Seagate and then unearth all my other things. Yeah, let's do that. I could even kick it, but I don't think I need to do that. I only have 2 creatures in the graveyard. Alright, so unearth. I guess if I had kicked it, I could put 2 copies of Unearth on Spike Feeder in case they countered one of them. But I don't think that actually is important at all. But now with my floating mana, I can do this thing. Nice. Yeah, that's more important than my life total right now. And I'm not going to Cabal Therapy them either. Like, just having these creatures in play is pretty nice. And Carpet can just make a million white mana if I draw Heliod. Right, Mystic Sanctuary, buying up Brainstorm. That's more mana for my hungry Carpet. Alright, how about a cantrip? Nice! I'm not going to use that yet. I'm going to attack with my creatures and see what they want to do. Oh, I just played into Snapcaster Mage. But I think they would have played that already if they had it. Yes. Make blue. Let's go. Let's party. Ooh. I think I want to cast the library and mess around with Neoform when my situation is a little more stable. So there's land and some mystery cards are what's in their hand right now. Yeah, I'll save the therapy for when I'm ready to make a move. I got lots of bodies just laying around. I'm not worried about that. The Brainstorm will flip the Delver, and then they also get to cast Brainstorm. Alright, slow and steady Delver. They are attacking, I think, for the first time this game. This one might have attacked once, but they're getting their first Delver attack in on turn 8, which is not where Delver wants to be. Okay, Relic's pretty strong. But, I mean, not really. It gets to take the Cabal Therapy, I guess. But, sure. Yeah, like, tap mode doesn't matter at all. Like, they do need to pay the 1 and sack it to clear out my stuff. Oh, no attack. That's the respect I'm looking for. I'm probably going to pay 4. Yeah, pay 4 to keep this, and I don't need this. So make blue off this. Make blue. Cabal Therapy them. Whoa. Cancel. I'm going to float white and then Cabal Therapy them. Do I name Pyroblast or Force? I'm going to name Force. Wow, just 3 lands. Okay, so we win. Do we win? I don't know. It's close. I'll figure it out. So I Neoform for Heliod. Yeah, I'm not quite able to win because this doesn't have a counter on it. What are they? Oh, they're popping Relic in response here, I guess. And Neoform gives me a shuffle, which is pretty great. So I can ponder again and still have my fetch land up to shuffle. So they could have drawn Pyroblast off that. Okay, they didn't. So now I guess the question is, do I even get Heliod? Because the Spike Feeder can't go off. But I guess if I ponder into Uro, I can still go off. I could also just get Leovold and have a 4/4 Leovold in play against their deck that struggles with that. Or just clock them with a 4/2 True Name Nemesis. Yeah, I think that's actually the play. I mean, Leovold is good, but it does die to Pyroblast. True Name just races them, but they do have Price of Progress in their deck. Am I missing anything? I don't have a creature to give lifelink to with Heliod. This is actually a little awkward. Yeah, I think I just want Leo. Surprise. I could still draw and cast the Heliod this turn. Alright, because the Neoform shuffled, I get to keep this Ponder and shuffle again, and then fresh Ponder again. I want Tropical Island here, just planning for Uro. Plague Engineer and Flusterstorm. Those are both good cards. Probably should have held on to the Flusterstorm. So I'm just gonna play out the Plague Engineer and name Rogue. It's just another thing they're gonna have to work through. True Name Nemesis is a Merfolk Rogue, by the way. And I'm not gonna attack with Spike Feeder. Like, I could have named Human and then attacked with Spike Feeder and gotten a trade or something, but I'm playing to not lose at this point. I'm already ahead. I need to make sure I don't give away anything. Like, if I name Human, trade with the Delver, then they just untap and play 2 True Names or something. That's not a world I want to live in. Alright, they just backed it up. Nice. The old Bug Neoform Control version. Next round. On the draw here in round 4. This hand's fine. It's got some lands and a Brainstorm. It's not super disruptive, so we just have to hope we're not playing against a combo deck. Alright, Savannah is not in combo decks. I think we're good. Alright, Zenith for Arbor. So this is looking like some Maverick. So I'm just gonna land pass here. Plague Engineer out of the board is gonna be good, but I'm probably just gonna try to turbo out the combo. Uh-oh. Thalia is a little annoying. I think I do want to Brainstorm right now, because I don't want to have to commit my non-basic land to get a Brainstorm in. Okay, cool. That gives me a lot of wiggle room. I don't think I need both Unearths, but I probably want one of them. So I can fetch basic Forest and cast another Ponder. What am I going to need more consistently, green or black? Because I can get either one here, and it doesn't affect my play of Ponder. I'm probably just going to jam Leovold next turn, and then try to string Unearths together to keep him around, but Swords of Plowshares ignores that, so I think I want the green, because that casts the Mana Dorks. Hopefully Ponder will just find Basic Swamp and we can ignore all of this. This is a shuffle. I just want to hit my land drops right now. Alright, Drown the Lock might be good at some point, once they put some cards in their graveyard. And if they plow my Leovold and waste my Bayou, that gives me the two cards in the graveyard to drown Thalia. Just gotta hope they don't have the Plow or Caracas at the ready, because if they're gonna waste me, I would like to draw a card off it at least. But basic Swamp off the top, or, you know, Black Fetch Land are all exciting things. Alright. I'm not planning on casting many instants this game. Alright. Yeah, I think Leovold is where I want to be. It's just bigger than all their creatures, and it lets me cantrip if they attack it. Like, if they're gonna waste me, they should do it now with Leo on the stack. Yep. Okay, so they missed their land drop last turn, but the Dryad Arbor can pay for Plow through Thalia. This getting to 5 mana is going to be the hard part of this game, but I have the win if I can get 5 mana. They don't really have ways to break this up. Bummer. Okay, so Leovold's gone. It's alright. I'm glad I got a Plow out of their hand when they had Caracas. And Caracasing Leo is not really where you want to be going along. So I think I want to drown Thalia, because then I can just win next turn. Oh, but they have Caracas, so that doesn't matter. I could drown Thalia in their end step, and I don't care if they have a Voice of Resurgence. That might make sense. Just gotta hope they don't have Wasteland right now. Hopefully they just play like Knight of the Reliquary and pass the turn, or some shit. So I take 5 here, or maybe 4, depending on if they want this mana. Alright, so they're gonna get a 2-2 here. Or a 3-3. It'll be a 4-4, but then when Thalia leaves play, it's back to a 3-3. But yeah, that's fine. Drawing a blue card so I can protect my combo with Force would be the perfect play here. Alright, not quite. Can I fetch Basic Swamp? Do I want to fetch Basic Swamp, I guess, is a better question. I don't think I need to. Stormcaller. I just gotta hope they don't have Swords to Plowshares. Blue, green. Bang. Now comes the hard mode. Do I want to just get the combo that can be broken up by Swords to Plowshares? Or do I just get double True Name Nemesis and assert myself on this Maverick deck? So they didn't really have a reason to plow before. Alright, yeah, I'm just going for the True Name strat. There's no reason to lose the Swords to Plowshares when pretty sure I can just win like this. This will buy me a lot of time, and then I can use my library and my Unearth to set up another Neoform. If I had Force of Will, I'm just getting the infinite life, obviously, but let's do it like this. Alright, she's back. Alright, Mother Rune's pretty good. Yeah, Mom can push a sizable attack through every turn. Yeah, I'm just holding my horses over here. So unearth Neoform. I can go off if I find a Neoform with my library. Yeah, this like obviously looks bad if I lose here when I could have gained infinite life, but I mean, losing to Swords to Plowshares when I didn't have to also looks bad. Right, they didn't make their aggressive attack that they had available, so that's good. Yes, put on top, and can I pay 4 to do anything? If I pay 4, I'm at 7, and I die to any creature, so no, I can't. Put on top, put on top. So do I want to ponder looking for Neoform? So 2 mana for ponder, 2 mana for unearth, and then Neoform would cost 3. So I think I just want to unearth the Oracle and ponder twice. Yeah, that makes sense. So unearth Oracle, ponder twice. Put a fetch land into play so I can shuffle in between the ponders if I'd like to. There's Neoform. Don't shuffle that. I actually want the other ponder. Don't shuffle that. Then I can shuffle and ponder one more time. And if this finds a Stormcaller, I can combo again next turn. There we go. Alright, so I can combo with Force Backup next turn. They have to get 3 more creatures into play for a lethal attack. I guess it could happen, but they only have 4 mana. They don't play a Spectral Procession. That would be fucked up. Lingering Souls. Lingering Souls is stuck under their own Thalia, so I'm not worried about that. Oh, 4-drop. Oh, the Questy Bestie. That's bad. That's real bad. Because damage can't be prevented, which turns off the True Names protection. Alright, so let's find some blocks. Block. Block. This doesn't trample, so that's fine. And block. Okay. Good thing I'm gaining infinite life. Wow. Questing Beast was a scary card. Alright, yes, and I'm just gonna... I'll put this on top. And I'll pay 4 because I have infinite life, it doesn't matter. And then play my land and call a storm. Then Neoform. Let's see if they want to make me click through this or if I can just win the game. Heliod and Spike Feeder. Right, if they don't concede, I will edit out all the clicking, but I do plan on just clicking for hundreds of years here. All right, so I stopped at 53. That will at least just like give me some time to survive a combat step or two. Now I have to actually figure out how I'm going to win the game, and I think I'm going to have to unearth a true name to make it happen. Like, in real life, I'm at infinite versus, clicking through on Moto. It is a very different situation. And I still have the Forest Blue card for Swords to Plowshares. They've already used one. They only play 4. But, like, in real life, that doesn't matter. But here, it might. And Sylvan Library just gets to draw 3 cards every turn because my life total is unbound. If they have another Plow, I probably lose because there's not enough clicking that can be done. Take 12, shrug it off. Rub some dirt in it. Scavenging Ooze, that's a problem. I need to find Unearth, like, now. Always pay. So, I think I need to kill the Ooze. Could also just attack, but then I might lose my feeder. Yeah, that doesn't work. Oh no, I can't kill the Ooze because they have Mom. Do I just have to attack? So, yeah, if they attack, they just take 3. Yeah, I think I'm just, kind of screwed here. Yeah, Magic Online is a different game in some points, just a like functionally different game with a similar looking engine to Magic the Gathering in paper, and Unbound Loops is the big part of that. I think Scavenging Ooze probably should have attacked there, because they can eat 2 creatures if I block and kill my feeder. Bajuka Bog is a card in their deck, probably. Alright, I'll gain some more life. Alright, so pay the 8 again. Now I have to figure out how I'm going to get this Unearth to resolve through the Scavenging Ooze and the open mana. Yeah, this sucks. They have like exactly what they need here to keep me from bringing back a true name. I can't spend too much time thinking because I've spent a lot of time clicking. Maybe if I attack, I can draw out a Mom activation, but that sounds so bad. Yeah, that's not going to help. If they had Swords to Plowshares, they would have cast it. All Therapy, naming Green Sun Zenith. Got one. Oh, they have a Plague Engineer over there too. Alright. Yeah, I can't. So I could flashback the Therapy and take the Plague Engineer because I'm losing my bird to Plague Engineer anyway. I think I just need to concede this game, save time for game 3, because the Scavenging Ooze has me beat. Yeah, I'm going to have to concede, just go to the next game. Yeah, how would I have won that game in real life? I would probably have just drawn until I had Drown, Fatal Push, and Abrupt Decay in hand, and just started a fight over the Scavenging Ooze, and then brought back True Name, and then True Name can beat them down while I'm at infinite life. That's probably the plan. But if they just exile my 2 True Names before we get to that point, then they win. Sylvan Library, I think, is reasonable. Pithing Needle, I can name Mom, name Knight. That all sounds good to me. Opposition Agent is actually like pretty solid against this deck. But I don't need it. Nah, changed my mind. Force of Will, I can afford to play fewer of those. Cabal Therapy is also way less important. I just name Swords to Plowshares and clear their hand to go off. And I love the Neoform. Combo's still good. And oh, I only played 2 Unearths. For some reason I thought there was 3, and like I was drawing to another one last game, but I was not. Not a green source. This is a good one. I'm gonna bottom Spike Feeder. Alright, so this can get green, and then this can get blue. And Bird gives me the black. Drown is a weird one because it's so good in the mid game, but so bad in the early game. Maverick doesn't put a whole lot of cards into its graveyard. If they have Mother of Runes here, I'm killing it so fast. Alright, that's alright. That doesn't matter. I mean, it matters, but it's fine. Alright, now I don't even need to kill Mother of Runes. I can't even cast Drown in the lock now. Alright, losing the bird was kind of bad. Thoughtseize. Okay. What do they want to fight over here? Okay. That does keep me from comboing, but I don't have any creatures or like anything going on here, so that also keeps me from comboing. I think I want a Pithing Needle Wasteland. Now I have Drown in the Lock and Assassin's Trophy up. And Drown's actually good now. They have 3 cards in their graveyard. But I am playing, you know, bug control here. The old Gaia's Cradle with no creatures. You love to see it. Yeah, they don't have green mana. They kept a hand that doesn't make green, or they fetched scrub land for some reason instead of a green source. Oh, I'll draw go against Maverick. Bug combo versus Maverick draw go. That was a good draw. That was probably the best draw in the deck. So there's Leo. I have Force of Will to protect him. And I will definitely force the Swords to Plowshares here. Draw my card first. Hopefully I can pitch something other than Drown. Nope. Alright. Go off, Leo. Sylvan Library, a great find there. If they are able to answer Leo, I get to draw another card off it. Still no green mana. This will find green, whatever this creature is. Sanctum Prelate, probably on 2. Yeah, too bad. I just drew another 2. Oh, the Sun Crowned. Welcome. Yeah, that was a brutal Sanctum Prelate. Right on time. Getting this library down would have been a huge deal. When I was looking at the deck, when it was first sent to me, I was thinking like maybe it should play 1 Savannah in case I draw Heliod naturally in like a more normal circumstance. But I'm not sure if it's worth it. I mean, obviously it looks pretty good right now. But I'm not sure if it's worth it overall. Alright, now they have lots of mana, lots of green mana. Their whole hand is unlocked. Knight is a powerful card. 1, 2, 3 mana still left. I did turn off Wasteland though, so the scariest thing Knight can do, which is waste me every turn, is currently under control. But Green Sun Zenith can change that. They just have Rex Age or whatever to destroy my Needle. I'm in trouble. You can't Zenith for 1. Yeah, they can Zenith for 2. I think they tried to Zenith for 1, then realized that they couldn't. But Zenith for 2 is probably just as good. Let's get like Scavenging Ooze to close off my outs. Oh, they were trying to Zenith for 1. Cool. No attack. Yeah, the Savannah would definitely be pretty good here, but Hexdrinker is going straight to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If they have a land, it's going straight into Progenitus mode. This was so good. Yeah, I needed Sylvan Library to win this game, and it just didn't happen. I don't think I can win this game anymore. I don't have any, like, Wraths. There's no Toxic Deluge, Dead of Winter. And I like literally could win the game in real life. Oh, they had Night. They didn't even need the land drop. So like in real life, I could win this game by just declaring I have infinite life. But obviously That's not going to work here. So they should still take Leovold, although it might not matter. Actually, none of this matters. I'm just going to concede. I can't win this game. That was pretty good. Sanctum Prelate, FT dubs, and MTGO, FT dubs in game 1. Alright, final round. I'm on the draw with a Force of Will, Birds of Paradise hand. I'm going to keep this. I have half my combo. I have some good interaction. Oh god, am I playing against Maverick again? Maverick is surprisingly robust against this sort of thing. So I could get Underground Sea, or not Underground Sea, Tropical Island, and try to push through the turn 2 True Name Nemesis, but that gets so punished by Wasteland. So, you know what, I'm going to do it. Because my hand doesn't make blue anyway, and I might need it, so I'm a turn 2 True Name Nemesis backed by Force of Will, backed by double Force of Will is actually really good against Maverick. I don't... Okay. I was about to say, I'm not going to force the Swords to Plowshares here, but that's not what they had. Oh, jeez. It might as well tap to save itself. So I'm playing against lands. There's no doubt about that. So next turn, I think I'm gonna use the swamp to pay for the bird, which just gives me, it basically filters swamp mana into any color mana. Oh jeez. All right, just getting dumpstered by lands here. Is there anything I can do at instant speed? Nope. Alright, so I can play around Rashad Port by just playing into creatures. Like, I can just use these 2 lands to pay for my 2 birds and then draw a land, get True Name in. Sage Grove, okay. 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 Draw land. Lame. Alright, well, at least I get to do stuff. Ponder. So Neoform doesn't even really do anything here. Actually, that was a pretty bad Ponder to keep, because they get to port me, and nothing else they do matters. Like, getting Heliod into play also doesn't really matter. Yep, the old just had it Tabernacle. Oh, nice. How about the just had it Drown in the Loch? Perfect. Small victories, count it. Still have these forces for if they make some sort of move. Yeah, that's the sort of move that I want to force. So how do I actually win this game? Is Neoform going to be involved in me winning this game? Or is it going to be just True Name Nemesis going coast to coast? So, yeah, I think I want to pitch the Neoform. Wish I could pitch Fatal Push. That card's not going to help me here. But yeah, if I get this True Name into play and just crunch, 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 that is actually a plan to win the game. Opponent with the dramatic pause of, why did they just pitch Neoform? Yeah, or maybe I was supposed to keep Neoform because I'm drawing Heliod. I don't know, that's a tough call. SPP. Then Nemesis. I'm not going to be able to tread water long enough against this Merit Lage. Like, I can chump with my birds a couple times, but they're not at 6, they're at 19. Yeah, I actually just can't win this game. That Tabernacle was too good against my hand that was relying on Birds of Paradise. How do I actually win that match? That's a really tough one. All right, Library, Graveyard Hate, Needle, Surgical. So how do I actually win? I think I need to get the 2 True Name package into play. Right, Force of Will, not super important. Cabal Therapy basically doesn't do anything. All my removal is in, my Graveyard Hate's in. I think this is the best I can do. This is a really bad matchup, and there's not really a good plan for it. Alright, let's go. Yeah, I just need to Neoform up some True Names early and put the beats on. Yikes. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna lead on Bird of Paradise. Like, this hand is obviously in trouble to a Wasteland, it's in trouble to a Tabernacle in like the same kind of way. But if I can survive turn 1, I have multiple cantrips, lots of options to play here. So I'm gonna just lean into the options that I have. And having half the combo is nice because they're a deck that doesn't really interact on the stack. Yeah, naturally. Oh god, do they have Mox Diamond, Exploration, Tabernacle also? If they do, I'll just concede. Like, the game is over. Oh god. Alright, so I can draw a white source, or a blue source off the top and ponder myself back into this game, or I can just be dead. Alright, moment of truth. We're gonna have a game or not? Doesn't look like it. Guess I'll play like another turn or two, see where they go with this. But I'm not optimistic. Yeah, so, like, for that to happen, they had to have the Wasteland, they had to have the removal spell, and they had to have a way to jump on mana, which are all obviously things the deck's capable of because it happened, but I don't think the keep was just terrible or anything. Alright, not winning that game. Tabernacle, powerful against Birds of Paradise, as it turns out. Okay, so where are we with this deck? Obviously the Magic Online issue of you can't just go infinite. You do actually have to click. It was present, but that's not a slight against the deck. The sideboard, we got crushed by burn and lands in 2 not particularly close games. Though I don't know if you want a metagame specifically for burn and lands. Like, that's whatever. The lands matchup, lands is not a deck that can beat infinite life. So if you just say, like, I'm at 5 billion, they're not going to win. Like, they will deck themselves before they can deal that much damage. Maverick was a little more interesting because I think they actually just had me beat even if I had infinite life, because Maverick can't deck itself because it has 4 Green Sun Zeniths. So I would have to, like, counter all the Green Sun Zeniths somehow and hope that they deck before me, even though I was chugging with Sylvan Library. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. That Maverick deck just had me beat anyway. Maybe the turn where Maverick played Questing Beast, I could have made a block that left one of my True Names still in play. And then I can beat down. Maybe that's what I needed to do. I needed to count the combat math better. So, I don't know what happened there. But Drown in the Lock, I didn't love. I think this card is probably just better as Abrupt Decay, like go 2 and 1 instead of 1 and 2, or move a trophy into the main, like 1 Drown, 1 Decay, 1 Trophy, just diversify the sort of answers the deck has, because it doesn't have a lot of interaction, and its combo payoff doesn't necessarily win the game. Like, if you force through your combo and then you go off, they can just like break it up with 2 removal spells, or maybe they can beat infinite life, or maybe they could just ignore infinite life. So all of those things are possible, but I would want to diversify this drown into something else, make it a trophy. The core of the deck, it is good. Like, I like the Seagate Stormcaller. I like the Neoform. I like that Stormcaller doubles your cantrips when you're setting up and then goes off when you're ready. I think 3 is probably the right number of Neoform. I would want to do a Scryfall search and see if there's any other packages of 2 3-drops that can win a game. Like, is there a better way to win a game than just getting 2 True Name Nemesis? Or like, I don't actually know. Modern players, let me know, how do you do this, you Neoform junkies over there? Neoform is exactly 1. It's not 1 or less. So you can't like get 1s or 2s. So it does have to be actual 3-drops. I'm sure Jonathan has done their homework, and this is the best they could come up with. But I'd want to dig into it a little more if I was going to work on this deck. But this was fun. I like Seagate Stormcaller. I continue to be impressed by this card. Just I've played it in a couple different brews now, and it's always just like kind of good when it shows up, even if you're not doing the busted thing you want to be doing. So Seagate Stormcaller, MVP. Just naturally drawing Heliod and Spike Feeder versus Burn, also MVP. Let's count that. Uro won as many games as Neoform did, which I'm not surprised by, because Uro is Uro. So those are my thoughts on the deck. I think it's a very cool thing. I think the sideboard needs a little bit of tuning, and but I like the main deck. If there's another 3-drop package you can think of, sound it off in the comments. Let me know. Can we do better than 2 True Name Nemesis to win the game? Jonathan, thank you so much for the deck. I had a lot of fun playing it. Everyone else, thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.